What's crack-a-lackin', YouTube? Garage sales have finally started to pay off. This is the best week of garage sales so far this summer, and I was starting to lose hope, I'm not gonna lie to you. Tomorrow, me and my family are actually having our own garage sale, gonna sell off a lot of junk that we have still laying around. However, today, I'm garage selling, and I found a bunch of goodies. Some vintage t-shirts, some old toys, some knickknacks, a little bit of everything. Even got some video games. Like I said, it was a good day. So, as you can see, back of my car is full. I'm gonna go home. I think I have 2 sales left to hit, and then I'm gonna go home and show you guys everything that I got. All right, a little bit of a change of plans right now. Sorry if there's a lot of loud background noise, but I'm on a back highway right now. I had such good luck in the town that I live that I want to keep this momentum going, so I'm driving about 25 minutes into this small little farm town. And this whole farm town is supposed to have citywide, it's not much of a city, but citywide garage sales today, and I want to keep the momentum going. I've been to these farm town sales before, and it's a lot of like old tools because it's an old farm town. However, they also tend to have a lot of vintage electronics, antiques, and most importantly, some vintage t-shirts. So I'm off to look for some scores, some steals and deals. So before I show you guys all the goodies that I got in town, we're gonna go explore out of town just a little bit. Oh, and by the way, some people asked me in one of my earlier garage sale videos why I don't film at garage sales or like film me going up to the garage sales. And that is because I am a teacher in this town. I'm also a coach. So I work at the high school, I coach at the high school. I see families and members of the community all the time. And there's no way that I'm about to walk up to someone's house with my camera filming them if it's a student or a family of a student, or even if it's a coworker. Like, I don't want to film them. So that's the easy answer. I never want to be in a weird, awkward situation where like I have a student, God forbid, have a student on camera. Yeah, don't ever put yourself in a dumb situation like that. So that is why. But I still guarantee you, today is going to be one of the craziest garage sale hauls you've seen yet on YouTube. Alright YouTube, I am excited to show you guys what I picked up today while garage selling. I have a bunch of stuff on my floor. I took it out of my car and just dumped it right here in my living room. One benefit I will say before I show you this stuff, being a part-time reseller, is I can really be picky and choosy with what I want to pick up. I don't have to pick up everything because this is kind of just like my hobby and my fun money. So everything you see here is a good representation of the stuff that I like. We got some vintage clothing, we got some electronics, we got some games, some retro like video games, we got a little bit of a lot of cool stuff. And I like to resell anything and everything, but especially this kind of stuff that you're about to see. So where should we start? Man, let's start with the beginning of my day. So the first sale I went to, I got a bunch of board games and a couple other small items. I went through a phase about 2 years ago where I thought board games were so cool and I was picking them up every time I saw them because they're always super cheap. And then I found myself at one point with just a bunch of random board games, and I was like, I gotta get rid of these. And they're hard to sell, kind of, unless you got the really good ones. But anyway, I am now back into that phase where I just think board games are so cool. And I've been picking up a lot lately. At this one sale, I paid 25 cents for this. This isn't a puzzle and it's also not a board game. It's just like a playhouse, cardboard playhouse type thing. 50 cents, thought that was cool enough. This one I actually had to pay $3 for, but come on, it's a vintage board game and it has history subject matter. That's for me. I gave her $2 for this Creepy People one. This is old and nasty, but it still has all the metal cartridges. If you know what the Creepy People game, it used to like make these little jello figures like aliens or whatever. Obviously there's no jello, but the heating pad is still in here, and then all of these different trays for different characters are in here. I looked this up and it looks like you can sell the trays for like 30 to 40 bucks. And then I got the real Ghostbusters board game. I only paid 50 cents for this one too. And I'm curious, I want to look it up, which is why I have my handy dandy notebook right here. So let's look some of this stuff up together. Oh, looks to be around 25, 35 bucks for this game. There's a couple of different comps posted up, but just super cool. I love picking stuff up like this. And at that first sale, the first sale was a good one. I got all this there as well. That's how I knew it was gonna be a good day, because the first sale hit. But this is just like a hard plastic Lego box. It was 25 cents. I threw that into the deal. These are like the hard plastic old Tupperware. I actually remember these from like when I was a kid, but vintage Tupperware actually has a good resale market. So if you can find the small little good ones, pick them up. I'm always a sucker for vintage clothing, especially when it's from the college that I spent all my money at. I was really hoping that this would fit me, but it's gonna be too small. So it's a reverse weave sweatshirt. I'll list that up for sale. Love vintage clothing, dude. Just so cool. And then, yeah, I got this one too, just because it had some pretty cool colors. I think this one would fit me, but I'm gonna sell it. So I think these actually came out to be like 75 cents in the deal. So even if I sell these for like 20 plus shipping, I'd be happy with that flip. That's a good profit margin for me. Where to next? I guess I'll do this next because we're just doing some clothing right now. I got this from a teacher. An old gym teacher was having a garage sale, selling off all of his stuff. He actually retired last year. So garage selling, you can also find cool stuff for yourself. All right, this I'm curious about. One garage sale I went to had all these different little Lego Star Wars sets. All of them appeared to be brand new. Never opened up. But I don't know if these are actually good ones or not, because I think these might be like the ones that get sold at discounted prices at my drugstore here in town. So I'm gonna look them up right now with you guys. Come on.
Bruh.
Oh, so it looks like they could do well. This one is like 25, this one's 20. And I didn't look these two up, but you know, I'm gonna make some good money off of these. I paid him $2, $4, $6, $8 for this. I handed him a 10. He handed me $2 back, and as I was walking away, I saw this big old typewriter. It's in here. I don't want to take it out because it's a little dusty, and I'm not gonna list it right now, so I'm gonna keep it in the box. But this is the typewriter, and I was like, well, I held up the $2 bills, and I was like, you take these $2 for the typewriter? He wanted only $5 for it. And he's like, yeah, sure. So I got this for $2, and it looks like you can sell it for like 50 to 75. I don't know, comps are kind of all over the place on this too. I'm saving the good stuff for last, because I know you guys know I got some vintage t-shirts in here that you're gonna wanna see. But one sale I went to was an old lady, and she's like, it was like 9:30, and she said I was her first customer. So I kind of felt bad. She was smoking a cigarette, coughing up a lung, and she's like, I don't think I have anything here at this sale for boys. And I was like, well, I'll take a quick look. Anyway, long story short, I found these old Matchbox cases. Turns out these aren't as like rare or expensive as I thought. I know like the Matchbox cars do well, so I was figuring these little like pop-up play sets do well. You open this case up and like a little town pops up. Anyway, I paid $1 each for them. Looks like these two go for like 10 and 10. But this one is a Batman playset, and it looks like it could go maybe for like $40. I have to do a little bit more research. I don't know if this is the vintage Batman one or if it's the new Batman one. There's got to be like a date on it somewhere, but it also needs to be cleaned out. It looks like someone spilled some coffee in here. Pretty cool toys, dude. Toys are so cool. I actually got some video games today too. Usually there's a video game guy that goes out super early and picks over all the sales, but you're gonna see here in a little bit that I got a couple Game Boys, and the lady there thought that these games went with the Game Boys, so she gave these to me for free. These DS games aren't very expensive games, but hey, I got them for free. And then at the same sale, I got these games for $1. I don't know what these will go for. I think these actually might be some pretty big money makers. I have to look these up. And then I paid her $2 for this one and this one. So nothing too crazy. Whoa. With the video games, but super easy to list the video games and usually a quick sale. So love to pick them up when I can. All right, let's bust into this set next. Here are the two Game Boys. Honestly, they're in pretty rough condition, but I only paid $10, so definitely money to be made. Game Boys are so cool. There was that one point in time in college where I collected Game Boy stuff, and then I never played it and had like $600 worth of Game Boy stuff sitting on a shelf. Anyway, I have two Game Boys. This one had Powerpuff game in it. I wish I had a Powerpuff t-shirt in it, because, you know, cartoon stuff's getting hyped up right now. This game was in the other Game Boys, Contra AW, some game. Actually, it looks like it's like a $20 game. And it works. Definitely gonna be making some good money on that snag. What else did I get? Oh yeah, and then from that same lady, I got these Nintendo DS headphones. I was just about to throw these away, and I was like, nah, let me look them up real quick. Looks like they sell for like 12 to 14 bucks. Just some old DS headphones. So of course I'll list those up for sale. Then we pulled up to the garage sale that had the vintage t-shirts. When I was there, I also got a calculator, easy money. She only wanted $1 for it. She was a teacher as well, by the way. That's what I'm saying, like I can't film at garage sales because it's literally like my coworkers and my students. No go. I got this little Dilbert candy dispenser. I thought this would be funny to put on my desk at school. I gotta clean it up, of course. It only sells for like 15 bucks, so I wasn't too worried about like reselling it, but I think it'd be a nice little desk thing. And then we got the t-shirt. Oh my gosh, I saw somebody, I'm just gonna show it first because this is what you're waiting for. I saw an old man pick this t-shirt up and look at it, and he's like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, dude. I went right next to him. I didn't say a word. I just patiently waited. I had a feeling he wasn't gonna buy it because he just like picked it up and was like, oh, that's cool. But he held on to it. And then he also picked up this one. That's another cool t-shirt. And I was like, dang, dude, do not buy those. You don't need them. You don't fit in them. You don't need them. Anyway, he set them down, walked away, left empty-handed, and I swooped on the t-shirt stack. So yeah, I got the Joe Hold'em. We got the extremely rare Jordan shirt. Unfortunately, this fits like a small, even though it's tagged at a large. I might have this up. Actually, I probably will have this up on my auction this Tuesday. If you don't know, I've been going live every Tuesday, doing some auctions, hanging out with a couple people from Instagram. It's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it lately. If you want to steal a deal on a t-shirt, you should definitely swoop in. Usually they have like 20 to 30 people in there. Not many people bidding, just kind of hanging out. So shirts go for dealios. But yeah, this one will be up on the auction. This is like a true reverse weave. Like the fleece is on the outside of this Champion sweatshirt, and the inside of the sweatshirt is like the material that's usually on the outside of the sweatshirt. But this was $1. I had to pay up for this. Also tagged a large, but fits like a small. Then we had a Budweiser t-shirt. I was excited for this one. We got the frog on the front and then the Wise Bud frogs on the back. And then we of course got the Dare to keep kids off drugs. Don't do drugs, kids. And then this one, I don't know. I probably shouldn't have even grabbed this one. It's a V-neck polo jeans. Polo jean stuff does not sell anymore. I mean, I'll still get 15, 20 bucks for it. Who knows, right? Okay, we also got some hats. So I drove out to that farm town and they had a bunch of cool antiques, but they were pricey antiques. A lot of like Coke and Pepsi signs. They had a lot of vintage and antique toys laying around, but they just wanted, you know, top dollar. What they didn't know is that hats are pretty valuable as well. So starting it off, got the Nike golf hat. Still has the cardboard up in there. Paid $2. What is this, 1991 Twins Champions hat, $2. Paid $2 for all these hats. Not too bad of a price. Coors Light hat, gotta love it. I've had like 6 of these in my time. Always end up selling them on. And then of course the banger is the Shockwave Green Packer one. I saw this and immediately ran over to it. If you're on my Instagram, shout out to you. Like the video because I know you're one of my true supporters. You guys saw that Shockwave hat first. When I walked up to it, I thought that was like a $120 hat. Turns out it's only more of like a $40 hat. But hey, that's a good find. That's a good find. Okay, and then the last place I went was into an old school in this farm town. So cool. It's like a big old mansion. The basement of this school was the cafeteria and the gym. And then upstairs, the house was like split down the middle with a common area and then just rows of classrooms, like just two hallways of classrooms. That was it. Small, old school building. So cool. But yeah, in the basement there, I got this little globe piggy bank. I actually have a couple of these. Here are my other two, so now I have a third one to add into the collection, I guess. And then the last thing I have to show you guys is a weight. So I know during quarantine, a lot of weights like went up, like skyrocketed in price. I don't know if they still are up in price, but this was only 50 cents. Has 2 vintage weights on it, so I thought, hey, I'll pick it up. And that was my day. A fantastic day of garage selling. It is my favorite thing to do, honestly. So much fun to go out on that modern day treasure hunt and just see what you can get your hands filthy with. Now I gotta get busy and put all this stuff up on my eBay to resell. And tomorrow, which for you guys will be my next video, I'm actually having a garage sale and I'm trying to offload a bunch of like fluff, a bunch of junk that I have laying around. So you guys will see a video on that as well. So if you like that kind of stuff, please smash the thumbs up button, please subscribe. It makes a huge difference on my small little channel here when I get a couple more likes than average. It really drives me up. Thank you guys for watching. Stay safe out there and I'll see you on the next one.